So I will speak and explain you the use case, the project we did for and with the BBC about real-time notifications. So we have a long history of working with BBC. We started in 2009 working with them. It was for a project for Radio 1, and we have been working with them to produce a kind of real-time web platform for having interactive radio program on a web page. And since that time, we built two other projects with them about push notification that I will get into more detail later. So the goal about the radio experience was to try to deliver. So I don't know if you know what a typical radio website looks, but it's basically you have the radio web page, main radio web page, and then you have some menu which are all the show on the radio, and then you have you can click on the show, and you have the previous show and the current show, and you can get information and so on. So this is very deep navigation. And what BBC wanted to do was something very, very different. It was to bring the currently playing show right on the front page. So take some content which is embedded very deep down the website and put it in front of the user. So they wanted to bring to the user an experience where they can listen to the radio and navigate on the website and see what is currently playing and see what is currently playing changing in real time as they are listening. So this was something very innovative for that time. So as you know, BBC, especially BBC Radio 1, there was a lot of traffic on that website. So they wanted something very scalable, very able to support 150,000 concurrent users connected at the same time, being able to broadcast a lot of content. So that's part of BBC strategy. They want to they have a real strategy to bring editorial and to give responsibility to the show producer to animate not only the air, what's on the air, but only be able to participate to animation on the website itself. So basically, they wanted to do what's on the right, which is really. So as you see, there is a square. So it's really Windows font-like. So that square moving on the web page, and content arrives from the right. And they wanted to be something which is social. So that simple area right in front, BBC Radio 1, is taking content from different providers and different sources. So you have content coming from SMS, content coming from Twitter, content coming from the BBC Radio has a very big database about records. So they have data that they can put right in front of the user coming from that database. When you click on a currently playing track, you can get a lot of information about the artist and so on. So it's kind of mini Wikipedia about music that is embedded in that UI. So this is really great. And there was even a way for the producer to be able to post short video of pictures about what was happening in the studio and put that right in front of the users. So they went from something which was quite typical radio show website on the left to the one on the right. So yes, that's content coming from there was Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, a lot of different content, and you can browse back. So you have a timeline, and you can browse back in time to get back to previous content and find what was on the air 1 hour ago, and so on. So that's the idea. That's the database, the mini Wikipedia about radio show that you can bring on screen when you click on the notification on one of the square and get the content. So this is several rendering about different content that was able that they were able to display on their home page. So that was about the project for BBC Radio 1. So taking various sources of content, mix them together, and orchestrate them in real time on a web page. And in 2013, we were asked to build a BBC push notification service, and we started with BBC breaking news project for their mobile web app on iOS and Android. So I will talk briefly about the project, but it was kind of crazy launch. It was really frightening for us and for them to launch that project because there was no stage rollout. So BBC mobile application was already in the hand of millions of users. And when you push an update to the devices, they will all update at the same time that mobile web app. So it means that all those users will be trying to register for push notification and send the device token to our server to get the service. So it means we had no profile at that time how many users will register on our server in the first hours. No idea. In the first 2 hours, in the first day, no idea. So it was really something very, very stressful. And they could have kind of staged the launch. They could have said, let's do Android first or iOS second, or let's do iOS first and Android second. But for political reasons, they cannot do that, because if they say, let's do Android second, they will have people, hungry people, posting on their blog saying, oh, you don't care about the Android user, we are a second-zone citizen, that's a pure scandal. And if they do the reverse, that's the same with iOS, coming from iOS users. So they have to do, for political reasons, they have to do all of them and publish all of them at the same time. And it was launched just before the birth of the royal baby. So we were expecting some kind of crazy traffic for that special push. We were expecting that push, and we were a bit stressful right after the launch about having the server collapse. I think it was one of the best open rates in history of the BBC. The one that was mentioning that there is a picture, the baby has been presented to the crowd, so people were expecting to see pictures and videos. Probably there was 40% of people opened that push. At that time, there was no customization, so it was just about breaking news. So it means there was no tag, no way to subscribe to only international or only economics and so on. So only breaking news. It means that there is less push, less type of push that are being sent, but they are all being sent to the whole database. So that each push is millions or tens of millions of notification to deliver at the same time. So we're delivering at 25,000 pushes per second. So the goal is to probably deliver all the user base in less than 5 minutes or something like that. And I mentioned that when they updated the app with push notification support, they transfer a lot of traffic to our site to handle the registration. But also for each open of the push, we are doing statistics. So it's also HTTP request on our servers. So that was quite a fun project. Up to now, we have been sending 7.5 billion of pushes to the user. So that's kind of crazy. So this is really part of the strategy, and really what they have been seeing is that really push help the app grow, and they are planning to do more, because this is really a way to engage with the reader, making sure that they will open the app regularly, and especially for young people that sometimes stop reading or watching news. That's a way really to bring them back to the application. So it has proven very efficient for them. So push really paid off in their situation, and it was so exciting for them, and so successful project that they wanted to of course replicate that to other applications they were managing. So we launched a second project with them, which was about sending BBC Sport alerts. So for that part of the talk, I borrowed a slide from the technical lead engineer of BBC Sport. So this is his slides that I will be presenting. He was expected to come, but he could not be there. So BBC Sport application is quite huge. It started growing crazy with London in 2012. So the Olympic Games triggered a lot of download, and it really became a very central application in UK life. And from London to Glasgow. So when I read that slide, it made me smile, because I wondered how many people in that room would know what happened in Glasgow this year in August. Oh, one, good. Yeah, of course, the Commonwealth Games. So this is very UK type of sport event, but they covered the Glasgow Commonwealth game with push notification. So this is they have a strategy for doing multiple screens. So they have mobile, they have tablet. You can watch video directly, especially in UK, directly from the tablet itself. So this is really a multi-screen strategy, and alert is very important to bring the user into the app. So basically, they did it in a different way than BBC News. It's not only breaking news, it's very customized. So you can select, I want football alerts, I want only Premier League alert, and I want, or international, and I want England, Republic of Ireland, and Scotland alerts. And you can even go down to very specific events. So you may be interested only in results, if you want just to follow casually, or you can be interested in kickoff, to start watching the game. So you can have very fine-grained notification selection. So you can even have lineups, and I think lineups, this is very surprising, but lineup have a very good open rate, because if you receive a goal, you see, okay, directly from the alert, the notification, you see the score, you see what changed in the game. For lineup, if you're interested in the game, you want to know who is playing. So you will open the lineup and get to their application page for that game and see who is actually playing. So basically the data model, that's really, they're using tag in our Boxcar platform, basically. So they have tag for example, Commonwealth Scotland medal. So you have a specific tag, and you subscribe to that tag from the UI of the application, and you get notification for that tag. For football, you have a Manchester kickoff, Manchester lineup, Manchester goal, and so on. So that's basically all is organized around tags. And they have quite complex architecture, many layers that end up with to Boxcar, and we're pushing to the device. They're using also EC2 on the back end. They have queuing mechanism and sport data. So that's interesting. Sport data. You have when you buy sport data, you can select between two kinds of data. Very fast data, but it can be inaccurate. So someone is clicking fast to say goal, and okay, it's a mistake. He didn't see very well. So, and you have a medium term, which is slower data but very accurate. So that's the one they're taking. They want to be accurate, to not send a notification for a goal if there hasn't been a goal. So yes, you know our push notification is looking. They have live video stream, and you can select, you can watch a specific part of the game in their application. So in terms of figures, this is really, really kind of crazy. They have more than 5 million downloads in UK only specific for the UK version of the app. So that's quite good. There have been close to 100 million unique users during Brazil World Cup and Open Championship in July. So that's really a huge amount of users. And they have a breaking record months for during the World Cup of soccer. 4 million alerts sent during World Cup. So it was the conclusion of the guy talk. So this is, yes, really the conclusion of my talk as well, is that we push anywhere it matters, and that's our job. So thank you for being there.